You are listening to Mad Chat with Chad and Matt.
All right, guys, welcome to Mad Chat with just Matt today. Sorry, there's no Chad. God, it seems like it's been forever since I've recorded with him, but he's fucking busy, man. He's got shit going on. But I wanted to go ahead and be more active in this podcast, so it's just gonna be me for today, and probably every now and then I'll put out some more episodes. Probably every couple weeks if Chad is unavailable still, just to have something going out and to have me talking about stuff, because I want to talk about things that interest me and that I think might interest everyone else. But let's just jump into it. So this is a new sort of format, just me again, no Chad. Sad day. But I'm just gonna every few weeks gather up some interesting news articles, things like that, talk about games and shit like that, and it should be fun. At least it'll be fun for me. I don't know. Hopefully you guys would like listening to it. I don't plan on making these very long, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. So first things first, I got to talk about the Anthem closed alpha that I played. And yeah, interesting, very interesting. So I'm clicking through something real quick. Sorry about that. So I played the closed alpha for Anthem. And not great. So let me just explain from start to finish my thoughts on this game. And I can't show any footage because I will get in a lot of trouble. Because one guy, there was a streamer who actually tried streaming it, and he got his entire EA library taken away. So yeah, he got punished quite fiercely for that. So I can't show any footage of the game, but I can tell you what happened when I played. So for those of you who don't know, Anthem is this it's this new BioWare game in development that's kind of been in a little bit of development hell, not as severe as other games, but they've had to delay the release, and people are just pissed off at EA for a lot of things, pissed off at BioWare because Mass Effect Andromeda was so bad that they really need this game to be amazing to get people back on BioWare's good side. And from what I've played so far, it's not looking great. Now, they still got a couple months to iron out all the problems because it's not supposed to release until, I believe, February. But when I played the game, it played very similar to Mass Effect Andromeda. So you had your characters in their spacesuit. They can do the double jump with their thrusters. They can do a quick dodge, left, right, forward, and backwards to dodge attacks. You would aim with left trigger, shoot with the right trigger. You had two special abilities and an ultimate. So you had your left and right bumpers would do a special move, and then you had your ultimate. So it's basically just like Mass Effect Andromeda's combat, except a little bit more refined. Not quite as buggy or glitchy in the combat, but still everything else about the game was pretty buggy. So yeah, and what I really didn't like about this is there was almost no customization. There was like a couple missions, and then you couldn't do anything else. Like you couldn't. The game didn't have anything unlocked. You couldn't check out any new weapons. You couldn't customize your armor or try a new suit. It was just all locked, and I don't know why everything was locked. I guess this was purely to just stress test servers, which didn't go well because when I played, the frame rate was constantly dropping to where it felt like it was dropping into the teens at times. I could barely control what was going on a lot of the time. And it was really frustrating because I had major performance issues, and I was playing it on Xbox One X. So there should be no problems with this. But yeah, it was just frame drops almost the entire time I was playing. And then the one mission that you have that's kind of introducing you to these characters and these mechanics, you're supposed to save this scientist. You got to go find him and rescue him because he went missing. When the mission was over, I had just defeated a bunch of waves of enemies in this cave, and it said, okay, now go rescue this guy. And you walk over to the guy, and he's standing there, but the game glitched, and it wouldn't progress. So the game glitched to where I had to turn it off completely, restart it, play through the entire mission again before I could actually continue on, and then discover that actually there was nothing else after that. Overall, so far, very disappointing. Now, I think the game has potential. It does have a story from what I've seen, and I don't know, maybe they'll add some more weapons and powers, abilities, suits, all that stuff. it'll be added into the game later. I'm really hoping it does. But at this point, I've got to say, I'm definitely not buying it at release, and I would suggest you guys do the same. Don't pre-order this. If you can get into the beta, try to. But if you have to pre-order to get in, don't do it. And just watch other people playing it. See if it's something you might like. Wait for reviews. Wait for it to go on sale, because you know it's going to. Because every fucking game that comes out now goes on sale like a week or two after it's released, because that's just the way it is now. So definitely, yeah, Anthem, not super thrilled about it so far. But, I mean, they've still got a couple months to figure out all this server shit. Like, it was bad, though. But again, it's one of those things where it could improve, but we'll see. We're just going to have to see about that. I don't know. If any of you guys played the closed alpha, let me know what you guys thought of it, because I wasn't very impressed. But, and you're going to hear me clicking a pen every now and then. I'm obsessed with pens, so I apologize. But one game that I am pretty excited for, Outer Worlds. So when I heard that Microsoft purchased Obsidian, I was fucking pumped, because Obsidian always makes solid games, but they never had like the financial backing that they really needed to make a super incredible like next gen blockbuster title. And now that they've got Microsoft money, goddamn, fucking just, I don't even know. I'm giddy with anticipation. So I already had to burp there. So, yeah, I mean, if you guys haven't seen the Outer Worlds trailer, definitely go look it up. It was shown at the Game Awards. And my God, they took their dicks out and they slapped Bethesda right in the face, because at one point, I mean, this basically looks like Fallout in space. So it's like, it looks like a good Fallout game with a great story, interesting characters, actual NPCs in the game, and then it's in space. Like from what I've heard from people who played a little bit of a gameplay demo, there's supposedly you can travel to different planets. Oh God, that's gonna be so. I'm curious to see how that works. I don't think you actually fly your ship. It's more so just used as like a loading screen kind of thing. But there's gonna be different, interesting environments to play around in. So that'll be awesome. And just in general, you definitely need to go check out this trailer. It's called Outer Worlds, made by Bethesda. Oh God, made by Obsidian, not Bethesda. Bethesda is shitting all over the fucking place right now. They're not doing good. God, it sucks too, because I love Fallout. I love Bethesda's older games, but I mean, if they're not gonna step it up and put out the fucking effort, then by all means they should just be left behind, because it's their own fault that their game sucks. So yeah, that's Outer Worlds. Let me mark that off my list. God, I'm flying through this shit. Nice. So that's basically all the fun, happy topics that I had to talk about. Real quick, I do want to say I've been playing a game called Mutant Year Zero. This is a tactical sort of turn-based RPG in the vein of XCOM, that kind of style. Very, very high stealth-based. You play as these mutated creatures, some human, some not, in a post-apocalyptic world. And so far, what I'm playing, it's really, really fun. It's incredibly hard, so I would definitely recommend you guys looking up a couple of tips and tricks videos. I found a couple that were really good, and they helped me learn sort of the systems of the game and how to go about playing it the right way, to where I'm not constantly frustrated and pissed off. But it's on Game Pass right now, so if you guys have Xbox Game Pass, definitely check out Mutant Year Zero. It's pretty fun. I do have to say it crashes a lot for me, and I've looked up some reviews of other people, and they say that it crashes for them too. So hopefully they'll patch that stuff and fix any of the crashes and the issues. But other than that, yeah, it's a fun game. I like the characters. I like the story. I like the combat. I'm super into tabletop games like D&D, Pathfinder, Pokemon tabletop, Game of Thrones, all that stuff. So I like the combat. I've actually been DMing a Pokemon tabletop game, and it's so fucking fun. I'm probably going to start doing another one too, with a separate group. But god damn it, I could talk about that fucking all day. It was so funny. I don't know, I might eventually try live streaming that. I just think, just for the hell of it, it could be fun. But that's all for that. So now I'm getting into some topics that are a little bit sensitive, a little bit not easy to discuss. So real quick, just super fast, I want to talk about how let me look up his name. Yeah, okay. So a senior director of global delivery service for EA Ireland, Philippe Grenet, was fired for making an inappropriate comment to a female colleague. So basically, he said the word "dick," which can, of course, sure, can be against the rules. Shit, sorry, dropped my pen. But she says that he said he wanted to pull dicks out and compare length with somebody, and then according to him, he said he did not want to do that. He said he worded it differently. Either way, something about pulling your dick out and comparing it with another person. Yeah, probably an inappropriate comment to make it work. But is it fireable? Was he threatening this female colleague in some way? I don't know. This is it's getting to where I think it's going to eventually get to where people can't even make any jokes at work. And whether you think this joke was appropriate or not, or was fireable or not, it's not my decision to say. I personally don't know the guy. I don't know the context, and I think that's incredibly important. Know this man's history, know the context of what this comment was made in. That should factor into it. At least according to me. I don't know what you guys think. But yeah, he's not necessarily fired yet, but he is put on leave. But this may lead to his firing. So something about, I guess, a lesson to learn is when you're talking to your female coworkers, don't talk about your dick. So just keep that in mind, and you should be good. Let's not do that. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? I can link an article to that for you guys if you want me to. But just kind of interesting. It seems like there's a lot of outrage going around for words, for jokes that I don't know. I'm not really a big fan of people being fired over jokes or things that they might have said unless it just goes crazy out of line. And another one I might have some pushback on is the former Twitter social media manager, whatever, for GOG, a CD Projekt Red, that guy, the guy who did the won't be erased hashtag when he was talking about single player PC games. There was this huge mob outrage after that, and he ended up eventually being fired for it. So the thing is, the whole won't be erased hashtag was coined by people in the U.S. Because they had issues with President Trump's policies. I'm not going to get super hardcore into this politics stuff because I really don't want to. But that's where it was originated. So the hashtag had to do with trans people wanting to maintain, I guess, their identities. I'm from the U.S. and even I'm not totally. I don't have Twitter, so I don't do anything with hashtags or with Twitter, so I really don't know that much about it. But apparently, this guy used the hashtag, not in a way that was making fun of any trans people. He just used it as a way to take a trending hashtag and say, "Hey, single player PC games, we got them here." That's sort of the gist that I got out of it, and that's what I think was his intention. But yeah, people got outraged over it, saying he was making light of trans issues and saying that it was offensive. And I guess they wanted him fired, and he got fired. So I don't know. That seems like a bit too far for me. But so be it. It was over. He made the tweets. He was let go from his job for it. So in my opinion, that should be the absolute end of it. So later on, this guy gets another job. I'm leaving his name out of it because you guys can look this up. You can find his name if you really wanted to. I think his name is Sean something. But either way, I don't want to fucking give this guy's info out to any more people. I just think the story itself is interesting. So he gets another job for a guy who has a YouTube channel called The Quartering. He's got a couple channels. He does he does some gaming news stories on his channel as well. And so what he hired him for is he was going to be this community manager for a new website that was being made called Exclusively Games. Basically, from what I understand, the premise of this website was to be exactly as it says. It's focused on exclusively gaming news and content, and it was supposedly completely politics free. That was the intention of it, or is the intention of it, from what I understand. And I've watched the Quartering's videos about the website, and he is very adamant, saying that this website is 100% meant to be a politics free place. And me personally, I think that's a great idea, because whether you agree with places like Kotaku or Polygon or whatever, you can't really deny the fact that they're incredibly left leaning, and they use that a lot in their articles. So they kind of have an agenda, whether you agree with it or not. Like the agenda itself or their politics, you can't really deny that they have this bias. So I do think it would be interesting to have a website that just does away with all of it from both the left and right side of politics. And I think that's interesting. And from what I understand, that's what this site was about. And this guy was hired to manage parts of it. But people found out that he had a new job, and they went after him and this website, calling it an alt-right website, which again, it's meant to be politics free. And from what I understand, Jeremy Hambley from the Quartering, he says he's not alt-right. He says he's I believe he says he's more left-center, I believe is what he said. I could be wrong. Please inform me if I am wrong. But I know for a fact he says he's not right-wing. So it's interesting to me that people are calling him that. I don't have any info to say that he is right-wing. Either way, I don't really think that really matters. I'm not really the kind of person that judges people as on the whole based on whether they're Democrat or Republican. One of my roommates is a Republican, and he's one of the most chill guys I've ever met in my life. And I really appreciate having him as a roommate and as a friend. Personally, I'm quite a bit more liberal than he is. I'm a registered Democrat in the United States. Voted for Obama when he ran against Mitt Romney. I'm left leaning, but I like to think that everybody has their good and bad qualities. And if I was to judge everybody based on what they said they were, Republican or Democrat, it wouldn't be fair to that person. And I really wish more people thought of it that way, because if I didn't think of things that way, then I wouldn't have met my roommates. I really appreciate having him as a friend and as a roommate, and I think he's really cool. So I've met a lot of people, his brother as well. I think using politics to completely identify yourself with is kind of it's a bad move. So this website sounded cool, but this guy people found out that he works here, and they started writing these articles, and people were doxing him and calling his family and threatening his parents and his family and friends. And it's just like, at what point has this guy had enough? And and this is specifically for people who thought it was a good idea to try to get him, to be fired from this website or to quit or whatever. Do people just never want him to work again? I don't really understand what it is, because he's already been fired from the job where people thought that he was being offensive with his tweets, and they felt that he was being offensive, and he crossed the line. So he's already been fired from that job. He lost that job. He doesn't have it anymore. So now he's just trying to move on with his life. And at what point will you allow somebody to try to improve or be better? If you just keep going after somebody every time he finds a new job and you try to get him fired, who's that really helping, and how is that helping your cause? I don't quite understand it. From what I understand, this would have been a perfect job for him, because it's a site that these people clearly wouldn't have gone to anyways, and they wouldn't have cared. These are the kind of people that they hate Jeremy from the Quartering anyways. So they wouldn't have even cared about looking at this website. So they wouldn't have cared what was posted on it. So why do they care so much? I don't know. It just seems kind of weird to me. It's kind of, it seems a bit scummy to me, honestly, to obsess this much over this guy and to where you just don't want him to work ever again. I don't know. That's my opinion, though. So, I mean, if you guys are interested, I would definitely suggest you guys looking into that, seeing what information you can find. If I missed something, I'd be happy to hear about it in the comments. I don't claim to know everything about the situation, but it just seems like maybe this has gone a bit too far. So yeah, I'll link you guys to the website if you guys want to check it out. Or you can just Google it. I probably will forget to link it. I'm probably going to forget to link all the stuff that I say I'm going to link. So yeah, it's called Exclusively Games. So yeah, check that out and check out any articles talking negatively about it if you want. I don't care. You should look up all the information for yourself before you make a decision. Honestly, that's what I would suggest. And then the last story. A little bit more of a sensitive topic. So I'm sure you guys have heard by now that there was this guy who was streaming Fallout 76, and some guys came across in his game and started trolling him a bit, saying, "Hey, we're the gay eliminators. We've come to cleanse the wasteland." I gotta say, is it a dick move? Yeah, sure, it's a dick move, but when I watched the video, I got the tone that they were obviously joking. And that's just the way I took it. I mean, for all I know, they were absolutely serious, and they're just using video games as a way to vent their frustration towards homosexuals. I don't know. It seems a bit ridiculous, honestly. But yeah, so I guess they came across these guys and trolled them for a while, and were saying supposedly homophobic stuff to them. I watched the video. It just seemed like online game talk to me. I mean, I know it might sound insensitive and whatever, but I've been called so much worse than what those guys were doing. And honestly, I gotta say, I laughed. I mean, I'm just gonna put it out there. I thought the video was funny, and if those guys were that offended by it, sorry, but you gotta get some thicker skin. I mean, God damn it. If people are going to be this upset about everything that's said to them online, you gotta fucking start muting people before they even talk to you, honestly. And if that means that they need to implement auto mute features into games, then so be it. But I mean, the mute button is there, and all you have to do is click one button and people cannot talk to you anymore. It's so much easier to do it that way than to just ban everybody who says something offensive, whether it be a joke or not, because that's a problem. Like, if it's a joke, just get over it. I mean, and if it's not, also, you kind of need to just get over it, because people in the world are dicks. There are some fucking absolute bastards out there, and they're going to be mean and offensive and all that. But if people can't handle it, they're going to have to learn at some point. I mean, as insensitive as that sounds, I completely disagree with, and these guys that did this, they got banned for life from Fallout 76. So that's where I'm kind of like, okay, that's a bit much. Maybe give them a temporary ban. I could absolutely see that, but being banned for life for trolling people in a game, I don't know. I mean, it's Bethesda's decision. If they want to do it, that's fine. The game's absolute fucking garbage anyways, so it doesn't really affect me any. I just think, like, it's, again, we're starting to fall down this slippery slope of it's gonna eventually, what's next? Somebody's streaming with some friends and they say something offensive just as a joke to their friends, but somebody was watching them, and then they're like, oh, this person said this on their stream, and then they've got to get banned. And it's just like, at what point can we just let things go? Because, I mean, again, I've been called so much shit. I'm constantly called. I mean, I've kind of got I don't have a very bassy voice. I'm called a faggot online all the time. Like, people I'm called a hillbilly because I've got a bit of a southern twang to my voice. I'm called a faggot. I'm called a bitch. I'm called a pussy all the time. It's just online games when you're fucking talking shit to people online. It's shit talk. And I mean, yeah, sure, it's offensive and sometimes it pisses me off, but again, you gotta, if you're letting this kind of stuff get to you, you really don't have to. It's just like, again, there's a mute button, there's block. You can leave the server and join a new one. You never have to talk to these people again. And it's just, if you can just let it roll off you, and not bother you, you're going to feel so much better in the long run rather than just holding in like, oh, this person, they said something so mean to me. I gotta dwell on it. I have to get mad. You don't have to get mad. You really don't. These guys, they're being dickheads. They're being douchebags. It's fine. Whatever. Just fucking, oh God, I don't even know what else to say. You gotta let it go. People need to stop being so sensitive. Like really, you got to be less sensitive. It's just going to be better for you in the long run. Like honestly. And another thing is, I don't quite know. There's always the possibility that this person who this happened to, they're just, I mean, again, I don't know this. I don't know this person, but there's always the possibility that this person just wanted to gain a little bit of attention from it because this person got a lot of attention from this happening, and you know all these certain types of websites were calling this a homophobic attack and calling these people victims, and it's just like, no, they were. I mean, somebody called them a faggot online. Yeah, it's offensive, but this isn't a violent, vicious attack. It's just some guys came up to him and were dicks in a game. Like that happened to me last night when I was playing Halo. Somebody called me a faggot because I took his rocket launcher, like, and he wanted it and I took it, and he's like, "Wow, you fucking faggot!" Like that's what he said to me. I'm just like, sorry, I got to it first, and I went on and played some Halo, forgot about it 10 seconds later. So I mean, whatever. Yeah, God, this fucking video went direction I didn't expect. I don't know. I'm curious to see what you guys think about this whole thing. Like, because I guess I just don't get offended over stuff. I don't get it. I don't let things offend me. I used to get offended about a lot of stuff, and I found out that it just makes you angry. If you're able to just let things go that piss you off, you're so much happier just in general in life, and you sleep better. You have more energy in the day. Like, I don't know. That's just how I feel about it. Let me know what you guys think. If you have a different opinion, I'd actually love to hear it. I'm not going to censor anyone. I'm not going to, if you want to dislike the video, that's totally fine. Go for it. But if you guys liked it, go ahead and leave that thumbs up. It's going to help me out a lot. Try to get Chad on for the next one. Also, Mad Chat should be on iTunes pretty soon, unless somebody calls Apple and says, "Oh, he said a bad word, so he can't be on there anymore." Yeah, it's whatever. Anyways, let me know what you guys thought of this whole format, and let me know what you guys think you'd like me to talk about in future episodes. And if you have any interesting topics or articles, you can send them to me. You can just email them to me, madchatpodcast@gmail.com. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. Have an excellent day.
Thanks for listening to Mad Chat with Chad and Matt. Contact us at madchatpodcast@gmail.com and join the Discord to be a part of the community.